Hello, and welcome back to Galactic Reviews. And this week we watched Venom 3: The Last Dance. It's essentially just that. It's the last Venom movie, the last escapades of Venom. And there have been ups, there have been downs, not those kind. Yeah, overall, I thought this was a good film on Venom. It's kind of a thing. It's kind of similar to the first film. Instead of a business being after him, it's a government. So have that going for it. And on top of that, there's also this Venom King guy that's after Venom because he has a key, which he only got because he raised Eddie from the dead. So, and I don't know why it took him a year to go after him.
Well, he was also in, which I still don't understand why he was there, went through the multiverse to Endgame and everything takes place from the core
Uh,
of Marvel.
I mean, the only reason why he would be there was because he knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, would probably be the only reason as to why
Yes,
he
and then
is
they
there.
then they
But
immediately
they
yeah,
did
but they never really said that
that's never
either.
addressed and it's never shown.
And then he's immediately taken back.
Yep, and
So
the
I don't
only
know if they had something else set up for him
oh
and
no.
immediately
So like
squashed it.
no, the only reason why that happened is because they want to bring Venom into the MCU because he left a piece of Venom there. And that scene at the end of what was that movie? No Way Home?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's like the legit reason why he was there. But like as
Okay.
far as movie wise, like story wise in the MCU timeline, I have no idea and it's never been said as to why he's there.
Well, we may never know.
No, we may not. And I'm okay with that. Escapades ensue and Venom is on the run from two different factions, so the factions find each other, end up fighting each other, and he ends up freeing a whole bunch of other symbiotes to help him and the government defeat the null creatures. And a lot of it doesn't work. They fail a lot, and there is a lot of carnage, which makes me wonder why they could do it in this film and not in the Let There Be Carnage film.
I'm trying to think of because it's all by the same people, right? The same director, the
I would
same.
think so. And the way that the
I'm not
creatures like
100%.
take down the humans and the symbiotes, they essentially put them through a paper shredder. So I'm just,
Yeah. Which is odd for a symbiote to be destroyed through a paper shredder. You would think it would only make more symbiotes, but
you would think so, but it does not. And it's not lost on me that the only reason why that the Null character is going after him now, like a year later after Venom 1 occurred, at least according to the movie, is because this character is new.
oh, okay.
Yeah, at least Null is new, like I think 2022, 2020 something, relatively new. At least that I know of. I believe if I remember correctly, I was reading Venom at the time when he was getting introduced, and then I stopped reading it because it wasn't that good. Or at least I was thinking it wasn't that good. And he was introduced then. I don't hate this film, but I wouldn't say I love it either. It's all right. I do one of the biggest critiques I remember from the film is that the ending was very rushed. Like a lot of it flowed, had like a decent flow, and then at the end, it's like all just rushing to get you out of the theater as quick as possible. It feels like oh no, we
Yeah,
gotta do an
because
ending real quick.
did it only have one end credit scene?
Yeah, I think so with the cricket.
Okay. Okay. I was just making sure with that I didn't miss anything.
Can't say I like this film, but can't say I hated it either. Like it wasn't as bad as Carnage, but it wasn't as good as the first one was.
It was funnier like it was in the first movie. The second movie seemed forced for its humor. This one seemed more genuine, I suppose you could say,
There were still
to an
moments of
extent.
forced
There,
humor in there
yes, there
though.
were still moments of forced humor, but it was more genuine than in the second one, where everything about it was just forced. I'm not a big fan that they brought all of the symbiotes were brought there for a specific reason, when I thought when if that was the point, then why did the symbiote from the first movie try to kill Venom? if they all were there for a specific reason.
From what I gathered, they were all fleeing something, was what they
Okay.
said.
But then at the same time, when they spoke to them, I mean, then again, this is a new character they just added, so I'm sure there would be zero correlation between that movie and this movie,
Hmm.
since it was probably not planned to be like the third movie probably wasn't planned to be like this
No,
originally.
probably not.
So, I mean, it brings it to the fact of are they going to have their own side storyline or are they going to bring this into the main MCU? Because they're trying to bring Venom into the main MCU. Are they going to bring the villain here over there?
No, I think this is done for Tom Hardy and Tom Hardy's Venom,
Well,
but I do
yes.
think they already put it in place for No Way Home with the piece of the symbiote being left there at the for the end credit scene in No Way Home.
Yeah.
So Venom will more than likely show up at some point. Just a question of when that will be, and it'll probably be whenever they want to do a Spider-Man 4 for the MCU. And then instead of Eddie Brock, they might do Flash Thompson because Flash Thompson is in the MCU that we know of. So instead of I don't know. They might try to just do Flash Thompson instead of Eddie Brock again. Who knows at this point? But
Yeah,
a lot of this, it seems like
it's
they're trying to cast a wide enough net to make you keep guessing, but in reality, it feels like they're casting a wide net because they don't have a plan.
this movie I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Not as good as the first one, a lot better than the second one. But I don't know how I feel about the way they ended this character because throughout all the second movie they made this character a joke. Throughout this movie they tried to bring Venom back to be more of a character like he was in the first movie, I guess. I don't know how really to explain him. Not a hero, but a or an anti-hero. Venom's an interesting character to do anyways in a single movie, but I think the first one did well. The second
Yeah.
one destroyed it. Also, they didn't bring in Toxin, which they introduced at the end.
Well, we thought so, with it being the same guy who was gonna be Toxin anyway, becoming getting influenced by a symbiote.
Yeah.
And he shows back up in this film, but he's not Toxin. He's some green
Yeah.
guy with gold teeth.
Yeah. And
Um,
they said he lost his symbiote, which doesn't make sense because it like none of that makes sense. They should have had Toxin in this film. I think that would, I don't think that would have changed any of the plot at all.
Probably
And
not.
then
No,
then Venom also makes a new symbiote again, but that symbiote was the one that the lead doctor stole, took. I don't really know.
I
It,
don't.
it was just shown periodically, like momentarily, but I don't know if that's a new character
Or part of
because,
Venom. Yeah,
well,
no, that's
Venom
not.
has Venom has a lot of spawns
Yeah,
because he is an extremely old one. He has quite a few spawns, and so most of his spawns are extremely powerful. But I don't know of one that can do what she does, which
I don't
is
know if that's actually one of his spawns though.
I don't think so. I don't think
That
I
is
wasn't a
random
big
though. That all of a sudden she can just one of them can all of a sudden go as fast as lightning in
yeah,
speed,
I
like the
thought that was
Flash.
yeah, I thought that was extremely weird. Wasn't a big fan of that really because they were setting up this movie where this woman was going to have some sort of ability or something. I don't know because they kept on referring to the lightning and everything. I'm like, okay, they're going to make her like Storm or something. I don't know, but
Yeah,
something like that. And no, they just make have her symbiote have the ability of electricity, which just becomes the Flash.
yeah,
I was really lost and confused on that, especially since also was confused with the fact of, and I don't really like it either, the fact of all these symbiotes possessing other humans, none of them killing these humans, which is one thing symbiotes do as a race, and these symbiotes also being killed extremely easily by humans with just one rocket launcher, which I also thought was weird. I'm like, if it was that easy to kill Venom, Spider-Man would have done it on accident 100 times over. I'm like, it's not that easy to kill a symbiote.
Yeah, and
So I
if that
don't
was the case, then it would have been a lot easier to kill Carnage in the second movie. And
exactly. And they were just killing symbiotes right after another. I mean, I understand, sure, those aliens, sure, they were made to kill symbiotes. That's fine. I still don't understand it when it's just a giant meat shredder. That would just make more symbiotes, but that's besides the point. It was having the humans kill the symbiotes with a single RPG. That's what really didn't make much sense to me.
it was also funny when they tried to catch Venom in a net, you know?
But yeah, I'm like, I don't.
I don't
How do
think
you
that would
catch?
work. I don't think
He's
that would
it.
work.
I mean,
I mean, he still got around it, but I was like,
also,
that should have been a lot easier.
100%, 100%. He,
Should have been a lot easier
uh,
for him to get
Tom
around that.
Hardy, Tom Hardy should not have been able to escape. There's three people capturing him that were trained professionals.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did the right move with the first one by pulling his oxygen mask. That works. The second one, he did the same thing, but then he won a wrestle contest
an
over a gun to
accident.
shoot them on accident, and I
Yeah.
thought that was a little odd and strange,
Well,
but okay.
was it a woman or a guy? Because I mean, if it's a
It
woman,
it
then
w-
maybe
it was a woman, yes. So it's still it's still possible,
it's more
but
plausible
even
than that.
then, she's still trained, and he is
But at
just,
least
well,
he's
I don't
still
know if
more.
he, but and he's not, yes, but he's not physically enhanced because he doesn't have the symbiote at that point.
No,
He's just an average.
but
Yes,
he's
I
still
know,
pretty
but
strong.
yes, but he's a reporter. He shouldn't know how to fight underwater when their whole thing is they're, I'm sure, trained to fight underwater.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
He should have been captured. I was expecting him to be captured temporarily from that and
Yeah.
Venom have to go save him. That's what I was expecting, but that didn't happen. Instead, he managed to escape,
Well,
which is, I mean, that's fine. It just, I wasn't expecting that.
but to
I
be
thought it would
fair,
have been
also,
better and had more character growth for them to be separated for a bit, be reunited, and him learn something, maybe end up at the facility with the other symbiotes and be separated from Venom a little bit longer than 5 minutes. And
yeah.
then, because I wasn't really a big fan of how they reunited in the facility either. I saw it coming, but I didn't really like it. Everything just was staged too much like a movie. I mean, I know it is, but it all felt too staged, I suppose.
Yeah, like everything
And
happened.
everything was so easily happening and everything
Yeah.
that it just there was no suspense really to this movie. Like you saw everything coming a mile away before it even happened. I
Yeah.
think that was, in my opinion, the biggest downfall of this movie.
One of my biggest ones was, like I said earlier, the rushed ending, because like there was no room for Eddie to, there was no breathing room for that. It was like just he died, he woke up in a hospital bed, and that was basically it. Like you got maybe like 2 minutes, and that was it. Like really
Yeah,
quickly, just and it was like, well, you're not gonna show him like trying to get over it at all, or none of that.
no,
Um,
not necessary, not necessary.
I mean,
No, I agree. It was
and most of that stuff was flashbacks of the older of the first movie, and I think rarely the second movie. So, but most of that was flashbacks, and it wasn't good. That ending wasn't good, but for the most part, the movie was okay.
yes. It yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable movie, but it was not suspenseful at all. I would give it personally probably a 6 out of 10. The first one, 100% like an 8 out of 10. The second one, I don't remember what I gave it. Like it was probably like a three, maybe a two. I don't remember. It's been a while.
Probably, yeah.
And this one is right in between. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just an ending movie to a trilogy. I was expecting him to, like, one of the things I was expecting was him to get a different symbiote, one of Venom's children. That's what I was expecting. I'm like, Toxin wasn't in this. he could end up with Toxin at the end of this,
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
or one of his other children.
Toxin would
I'm
probably be
like,
the one that would be the most likely to.
Toxin, there's another one. I can't think of their name off the top of my head, but they would have been another fun one.
I know there's a
Um,
new one that's like got six eyes or whatever.
I don't know. I would have to look at
Well, that's when I was starting to read
some, yeah,
read Venom was when that happened. When I was starting to read Venom when that thing started happening, and it
that's
was
fair.
weird. I was
That's
like,
fair.
when is this gonna end? And it didn't for like six issues. So
But yeah, I was kind of like, okay, if anything, they could give him one of the children and still have it be the end of Venom, but continue, like, just have the end of that character because I thought he needed the symbiote to survive
uh
because he was killed.
yeah, I don't
I thought that's how that was explained at the end of the first movie. He was killed, and Venom said, "You need me to be attached to you, otherwise you'll die because I'm keeping you alive."
yeah, that's not yeah, I believe that is said. So yeah, that doesn't make any it's not
So I
explained.
was like, so I was kind of like, okay, he's gonna have a different symbiote, which didn't
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, he's gonna have
So
to
I
have,
guess
yeah.
he's cured now. I whatever. I mean, movie magic.
Yeah. Well, my best guess is that when Venom died, they no longer were sharing that life force. So
Yes, but it was Venom's life force they were sharing since he died.
yeah, true. But I
So
don't
that's
know.
why I mean, who know? I don't know.
Also on top of that, like what's his face? That captain guy, he was uh he was
Oh
killed
yeah.
with the rebar in the second film, but yet he comes back to life. But yet he also doesn't have a
Oh
key.
yeah.
So that's something that I
I
don't
forgot
quite
about
get.
that. I forgot about that.
I don't know why he isn't also like gone after because he has a key, but
I I don't know. Your guess is
yeah, no, I'd give it a 5.5 out of 10. It was all right. Wasn't that good. I think as far as Venom goes, I'm probably if I ever see any of these movies again, it'll only be the first one, and that's it.
yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to watching the third one again. I would 100% never watch the second one again. As much as I love Carnage, there's just nothing enjoyable to watch from that movie.
Yeah. I also like Woody
Um,
Harrelson, and yeah, yeah.
I mean,
He was
yeah,
probably the
Woody
perfect
Harrelson,
casting for Carnage, and
yes,
they absolutely butchered it with the writing
yes.
and
No,
with that
yeah.
inclusion of that screaming lady. Like that wasn't needed either.
I forgot about that. Yeah, and this series started so strong, fell on its face.
It started all right for it not having anything to do
Yes,
with Spider-Man.
yes, but it started strong for being more of a villain movie.
Yeah,
Fell on its face very hard, fell down the stairs, however you want to put it, and then I think it got back up enough to have a decent ending. Well, had come out with a decent movie for a finale.
yeah.
Does it make sense? Not
Not
really, because
no.
there's some plot holes in it, but it's better than the second one. Is what it is at this point. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us, watching this episode of Galactic Reviewers. Join us next time for us when we review the new Wicked movie, Wicked Part 1.